Sports Radio, 610 a.m. WFNZ. The Fan. Live from Super Bowl 50.
Carolina's defense, man, it's a scary team for, when I went home, and I've seen Carolina all year. I was late to the party with believing in this team.
You're not alone.
Week to week, I'm like, listen, this team is, I don't know how they're doing it, smoke and mirrors, but they're somehow winning games. And about week 13, actually it was after the Seattle game, is when I said, you know what, this team might be pretty good. So I know we have this segment on our show every Tuesday that says what I know and what I don't know. And I said, here's what I know. I said, I will never underestimate the Panthers again, because I kept picking against the Panthers. They'll lose this week. But they are a sound team. They've got playmakers, and everything obviously starts with number one on the offensive side, and it opens up so much more. It opens the passing game up. They have the ability to just abuse you with the running game. So many different formations and looks and just things and a lot of action that's going on behind that line of scrimmage, and you have to try to dissect that and identify what are they doing. And all of a sudden you look up and you got somebody running straight at you, whether it's Mike Tolbert, Jonathan Stewart, whether it's Cam Newton, Cameron Artis-Payne. I mean, they've got guys, that come at you. So it's going to be a tough matchup, man. Obviously, my heart, right now, let me just put this out there.
You want to say it. Go ahead and say it.
Go ahead and say what you want to say. We know what you want to say.
I am not – it's impossible for me right now to be unbiased. It is. I am supposed to be.
Well, look who you're looking across from. I mean,
right down the middle on this thing.
You're preaching to the choir right here, Terrell.
I'm supposed to be objective in my analysis, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to find every way why Denver can win this
Let's
game.
talk about that.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because you talk about running the football and Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton, but isn't that Denver's way of winning games? I mean, you played with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Running that zone read and, Stinky at the guards and just having Zimmerman, all the guys that you played with on that line and, that offense. And, when you look at what the Denver Broncos have to do, keep the ball out of this offense's hands. That's the best formula, isn't it?
It is, but they're built a little differently. You talked about, like, Gary Zimmerman, that Hall of Famer. You're talking about Tom Nalen, who probably should be a Hall of Famer. At some point is going to get there. We had Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer, John Elway. This team is young. Their offensive line was decimated this year, and they found a way to keep it together. They kept it together. They glued it together, and they found a way to somehow manufacture a running game in games where they needed to run the ball. And so they're a gritty team, which I like. And they were still trying to piece this thing together, even in like last week. Even in the week when they played the Patriots, like they're still trying to figure this offense out. They have two different ideas of what the offense should have been all year long. It was either Peyton Manning's offense or it was Gary Kubiak's offense, and they was trying to mix and match. And how do we get this thing going? But here's how this. If I had to write down some things, I think Denver, they do well, and it would serve them well in this game. Is their defense is pretty good. We know that. I think that.
What don't you know?
What don't I know? That's a good question. What don't I know? I